Good afternoon, folks, and what appears to be an incredibly soggy day here in Romford in Essex, as it just appears that the sky has fallen on us. I thought I'd go through some bits that recently joined the collection, well, 3 of which have, and I'll take you through them one by one. So, one of the most recent is this lovely RAF Boston, and representing an aircraft. It's a Mark IV, representing an aircraft from 88 Squadron in and around D-Day 1944. And next to it is an aircraft that I've pictured before, and it's a A-20 Havoc Douglas Boston, or Havoc being the American version because it's got the cannon in the nose, and that's La France Libre, again representing an aircraft in and around D-Day. And at the front, 2 of my favourite warbirds, which I think many people will agree, and that's the lovely P47 Razorbacks, both being Dragon models. This one here is representing an aircraft of the famous Polish-American fighter Gabby Gabreski, also known for flying in the RAF. And this one here is the lovely White 81 or Dallas Blonde, representing an aircraft of the 319th Fighter Squadron, 325th Fighter Group, which I believe was in Italy around that time. So I'm just going to take you through each aircraft individually, and we'll go from there. So first up is this lovely Mark IV Boston, representing BZ405 of number 88 Squadron, RAF 1944. The Boston in this sort of scheme has been wanted by collectors since the day, obviously, the first one was released. I'm lucky to have 3 of these in the collection now, the other being the RAF Boston in the Italian theatre, and of course, obviously, the France Libre, which we'll get to in a minute. Really, really beautiful model. Not the full D-Day stripes, just around the fuselage, nothing underneath the wings, unlike the France Libre, which we'll get to in a sec. Curiously, for authenticity, Hobbymaster have given some bits with this model, which I guess exhaust dampeners. I'm not a tech head, so I couldn't really tell you, for example, but they look pretty much impossible to fit. So they're meant to go inside the engine, so I'll have a look inside there on each of the pistons. The exhaust, did I say? I don't think I'll be doing that. You'll need a very steady hand and a very good eye, and when you're dabbing bits of glue on there, which they're going to need, it's going to be quite a precarious thing to do, so I certainly won't be doing it. But I guess the reason they put it in there is just for anybody who's really a bit of a rivet counter or really wants the absolute 100% authenticity, because to try and sort of put it into the mould would have been a very, very laborious task for the people putting it together. Yeah, it's a lovely aircraft. I was a bit worried that the scheme was the green was a bit bright. So if you have a look at the undertone green now compared to the France Libre, it's incredibly bright in comparison, but I can't, try and find a colour photograph at the time to make sure it's 100% authentic. For me, it looks absolutely fabulous. I've done a great job on it. It's really well put together, no gaps in the mould. It looks the absolute dog's danglers, I think is the expression. So very, very happy with it. And if you're a D-Day collector, well worth adding it to your collection. And next to it, of course, is an older model. I've had this for about 3 years now. And this is a lovely La France Libre US Air Force Havoc, representing an aircraft of 668th Bomber Squadron or the 416th Bomber Group. And this is based in France. Probably these 2 are the best 2 of the bunch that they've produced. There's quite a nice black one representing an aircraft out in Greece, I think it is, in RAF markings, which I'd like to join the collection. But no, I think they've done a great job on these pair. And like I said, if you've got a D-Day collection, well worth adding them to your collections. And reasonable price. They're just these can be found for in around sort of 60 quid brand new, which is pretty good for a twin-engined aircraft. I think kudos to Hobbymaster, have done a decent job on that. So this next aircraft is the famed Gabby Gabreski. I've just been doing a little bit of research on him, and I had no idea that he was at Pearl Harbor and got airborne in a P46 Hawk shortly after the Japanese had departed. Before going to the RAF, I just thought he had literally gone to the Air Force and went to 315 Squadron, but alas, he hadn't. So he started his career at Pearl Harbor before transferring to the 315th 315 squadron, so I say, not in American terms, RAF, the Polish squadron. And then he transferred over to the 56 fighter group, where he was not really well liked at first. I think you have to really prove his worth as he come across as a captain. But he ended up being the US Air Force's highest ace of World War II with 28 victories. And he actually got captured on one final mission. Basically, he was boarding a C-54 transport aircraft to go back to the States to do a tour, and heard that they were escorting the squadron, the 56 were escorting the squadron of B-24s to Berlin. So he went up on it, see if he could add to his tally, and made a second strafing run on an airfield after taking out a Heinkel 111, and he went in too low, caught his prop, causing severe vibrations and crashing in a farmer's field, and ended up at Stalag Luft 1 until the end of the war, which I had no idea about. I thought he merely just sort of finished his tour and off he went. So nothing, a bit of research wouldn't do that. He died at the grand old age of 82 in 2002, but what a life. Ended up spending 26 years in the Air Force and finished as colonel. So fantastic pilot for the US Air Force. And obviously come from Polish origin as well. So yeah, the Dragon P47, well, what can I say about this? Well, it's such a lovely model. Doesn't have a movable rudder, but it has movable ailerons there. The detailing on it's excellent. So you've got your pitted tube on the wing. The only thing with them is that it's very, very difficult to construct and put together. You've got to be very patient. Bits fall out all over the place. It comes with an open or shut cockpit, so I've kept the shut cockpit on in this occasion to save it all coming out of the box. It comes with drop tanks, only one type of drop tanks, unlike the Gemini one. We'll get to the next one in a minute. It's got a different style on it. But yeah, great detailing on the models. It's such a shame that Dragon no longer produce these aircraft. Next to it is White 81, which is from the 319th Fighter Squadron, 325th Fighter Group, and this is Dallas Blonde, the famous yellow and black checker tails. Really nice detailing there on the actual, well, not decal, it's tampo printed, but on the actual insignia on the side there. This comes with a very different type of drop tank, and again, as to mention, it's very difficult to put together. Got to be very careful with the drop tanks because there's small pins on the wings, and if you can see them there. But they're traditionally like to ping off, so you've got to be very careful. But nicely put together models. Both of these are in fact D models. So Gabby's is a P47 D11, and this one is a P47 D16. So the D is often associated with the bubble top canopy, but these are actually Razorbacks. But yeah, Dragon do make the bubble canopy as well. And again, there's a few of them in models in my collection, including Big Arse Bird, Saucy Susie, for example. But yeah, lovely models, very hard to find now. These were found for 20 quid each, which is an absolute bargain if you think the lump of die-cast you get for it. Yeah. Okay, that's it from this video. Just thought I'd knock a video out very, very quickly. I'll get some pictures for the page as well to put out. As ever, thanks for all the feedback. Very interesting to see some of the discussion the other night around what we'd like to see Corgi or other manufacturers put together. Some great information there. Some quite wacky ones as well, but you know, some lovely schemes that potentially could be made in the future. You know, fingers crossed that people were watching that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the love on Instagram as we approach 12,000 followers, which is nothing short of remarkable. Myself and Dan will hopefully be doing a live video tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that. We'll let you know on the Instagram page. And that's it from me. Have a great week, and hopefully this weather decides to sort itself out. Speak to yourself soon.